Google has just dropped a bunch of new different features and updates, but out of all of them, the tool which caught my attention is Stitch. Stitch is a tool which can generate whole design UIs for you with just a single prompt. It also has the ability to generate multiple pages of a same design based on your prompt. What I meant by this is that you can simply provide it the prompt to generate one page of an application, and then based of that you can simply ask it to generate all the different pages and it is going to do that for you. So now let's go ahead and see how you can actually use this amazing tool in order to take your UI design game to the next level. Alright, so let's get started. So in order to use the Stitch provided by the Google, you have to go to the URL stitch.withgoogle.com. And once you hit enter, you will land on the page that looks like this. You can see that the interface is pretty simple. You have a simple text box in which you can enter your prompt. Then you have the option to select either the mobile view or the web view. And you can click on this button to generate your design. Moreover, on the left hand side, you can see that we have a bunch of different examples. So out of all of these examples, if I click on this employee feedback dashboard, you can see that it has provided a complete dashboard showing the current month's feedback, the previous month's feedback summary with the graphs, charts and everything. And similarly, you have a bunch of different examples to choose from. You have different examples for the web designs and for mobile designs as well. But the main thing which is for our concern is the mode. So on the top right corner, you can see that we have a drop down menu to select the mode. There are two different options, the standard mode and the experimental mode. So if you select the standard mode, it uses the Gemini 2.5 Flash, prioritizing speed and efficiency. It is ideal for quick design iterations, mobile and web resolution, and projects where Figma integration is essential. And then the second mode is the experimental mode. So it actually uses the Gemini 2.5 Pro, offering potentially more nuanced or creative outputs. It is ideal for when you want to provide image inspiration for your design or when Figma export isn't a priority. So here you can see that in experimental mode, you have the image to attach a sketch, mockup or a visual inspiration so that the Stitch can take a look at it and then provide an exact replicate for you. So firstly, I'm going to show you a few examples of the standard mode. So firstly, I wanted to create a web view. So I'm going to select that, and for the prompt, I'm going to ask it to generate a marketing landing page for a company that sells softwares to train AI. Call it train with the AI being emphasized in the logo. The design should be dark mode with the hero section featuring a humanoid robot sitting on a chair with threaded wires connected to it. The rest of the landing page should be dedicated to pointing out the features and benefits of the train software and incorporate the use of Pentograph. And once you have provided the prompt with all the different instructions, you simply have to click on this Generate Designs button, and you will see that it will start working on your prompt and is going to take about a minute in order to provide us the design according to the prompt that we provided to it. So I'm going to come back once the design is generated. Alright, so our design has been generated. You can see that this is the image that we provided to it. If you scroll down, you can see that it has provided us different type of informations about the train AI models, the benefits of using train, etc. So this was a very basic example of the landing page. You can go ahead and generate similar designs, or you can play around with it by chatting back and forth, similar to V0 and Volt, to just get the stuff done accordingly. Then it also provides you the option to export the design. For that, you simply have to click on it and it is going to open this option for you, where if you want to select the code, you can click on the code and all the code that generated this outcode will be right in front of you. So you can copy this code and then integrate it in any of your website or application and have this ready for you. So here you can see that the code is in HTML, so you can easily export these designs as HTML or Tailwind, and you can also export them to the Figma just by clicking this button. So if you want to make any changes to the UI, you simply have to click on this Figma button right here. The design will be copied to the clipboard. Then you simply have to go to the Figma, paste the design here, and then you can make the changes to the UI yourself. All these features are really awesome for the vibe coding because you can generate designs quickly and then implement them in your application. Plus the designs that it makes are actually good, and you can also control the theme settings and everything. So let me quickly show you how you can change the theme. So let's close it. Here on the top, you can see we have a button saying edit theme. If you click on it here, it provides you the option to change the appearance to the light mode or the dark mode. If I click on the light mode, apply the theme, now the application will be in the light mode. So now you can see that the application is in the dark mode. Moreover, you can also change the color scheme. You can customize the color as well, and you can also select the corner radius. So currently this is the one. You can select any of the ones from the different themes that are provided here, and you can also change the font as well. Now let's test it out with another example. In this example, I actually want to create a mobile app showing the football match schedules, the teams, along with player information. So from these different views, I'm going to select the mobile view. And now for the prompt, I'm going to ask it to design a clean and modern mobile screen for a football match schedule. Divide the screen into 3 sections, today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Each section should show matchups with team names, match types, and score status. Use icons for live matches and arrows for upcoming matches. Include bottom navigation icons for home, news, matches, players, and standings. And use white backgrounds and light gray dividers. Highlight the team name in the bold. So if you want the design to be really close to your expectation, you need to provide it as much details as you can, just like I did, and simply click on the generate designs button. Once you do that, it is going to take some time in order to generate the output. Alright, so here is the output, and just like our prompt, it has divided the screen into 3 different parts. Today, which shows the matches for today. Then we have a section for tomorrow. So these were the matches that will take place tomorrow. And then we have a part for the yesterday that shows the matches that have already been played. And you can see that it has selected suitable output alongside each of the matches. So you can see that these 3 matches have already been played. So there is a tick icon beside them. Then for the today matches, it has shown this icon, which means that it is going to be played today. And then for the matches tomorrow, it has given an arrow icon showing the upcoming matches. So this was just a one page. And if you scroll down, you can see that it is also provided us bottom navigation icons for home, news, matches, players, and standings. So now I'm going to go ahead and add the remaining pages. So now I want to implement this news page. For that, I'm going to provide it the prompt. So here I provided it the prompt to now create a mobile app screen for the soccer news. Add the horizontal scrollable section at the top with categories like top story, match highlights, stadium update using image thumbnails. Below that, show 2 sections, live scores and upcoming matches, each with 2 match cards including team names, team icons, and scores or match timing, and use minimalistic icons, etc. And then I've also asked it to add the navigation items at the bottoms like the previous page. So now let's go ahead and run this. Alright, so here is a generated design. You can see that we have a scrollable category section with the image thumbnails for top story, match highlights, and stadium updates. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see that we have an option for the live scores, which is showing the live matches which are currently being held along with the score of that. And then we also have the upcoming messages along with the day and the time. So similarly, I'm going to generate the player profile page too. So here is the player profile page. You can see that we have an image of the player, his name, his position, the team in which he's playing, age, the total number of goals, the goals in which he have assisted, the total number of matches played, and recent news related to that player. So this was one way of creating an entire application, which is to provide the prompt for each page one by one and then get the design for each page, which you can always go ahead and click on the code and copy the code and integrate it in your application. But there is also another way of doing that. Let me quickly show you how. So here I want to create an e-commerce product listing page for a mobile app. For that, I'm going to provide the prompt to design a mobile screen for an online shopping app. Display the grid of product cards with images, names, prices, and ratings. Include a top filter and a sort bar. Use soft shadows and rounded corners for the product card. Add a floating cart button and bottom navigation bar with home, categories, cart, and profile icons. Then simply click on the generate design button. It is going to take a minute in order to generate the design. So here is the design according to the prompt which we asked it to generate. You can see that we have a grid of different types of products. We have the images, name, prices, but there is no rating. And then we have a floating cart button along with the bottom navigation items for home, category, cart, and profile. But this was just the one page. If you want to generate the complete application with a single prompt, you can do that too. In order to do that, you simply have to type create screens for all pages, and once you run it, within no time it will start generating the design for the different screens of the pages which the application might have. And just like that, it has generated the design for all the different pages. You can see that we have the page for the product description, we have the page for the different type of categories, we have the page listing down all the products. Then there is a page displaying the cart in which we have the item selected, the number of items along with the total price calculated. Then we have a page for the checkout and an account settings page. And you have a button in order to get the code for all of them separately. You can simply go ahead, click on any of them and copy the code and then paste it inside your application in order to have these pages ready for you. So here, instead of providing the prompt in order to generate each different page, you can simply generate the main home page of your application and then provided the prompt to generate the screens for all the different pages. And if you are happy with the output, you can go ahead and download the code or edit it in Sigma, or you can also make the changes from right here inside the chat. So these were all the different examples of the standard mode in the Stitch. Now I'm going to show you an example of using the experimental mode. So as I've already mentioned that in experimental mode, you have the option to upload an inspiration image or a design for mop-up. So here from the mode, I'm going to select the experimental mode and I want to attach an image which I want to replicate. So let's go ahead and do that. So here I've uploaded the image. It is actually a landing page of a website. I want to create a web view. So I'm going to click on it and now I'm going to ask it to replicate this design. Once you hit enter, it will start generating the output for you. Alright, so our design has been generated. This was the actual image which I provided it. We have the logo of the company, a top navigation bar. Then we have this hero section showing all of this. Then we have a button saying get start now, and we have this image of different people. And on the basis of that design, Stitch has created this design. We have all the different tabs on the top bar. We have the contact us button. The hero section looks pretty similar. We have the get start now button as well. And this is the image which it has added, which is pretty similar to the one which was present on the original image. So for this particular example, it has done really well in replicating the design which we provided it. But here is the catch. If you simply click on it, you will see that it will provide you the option to copy the code for this page, but it does not provide you the option for the Figma because Sigma export is not available yet with the upload image feature. So if you want to generate a design and then you want to export it to Figma, then you have to use the standard mode. But if you don't want the functionality called the Figma, but you want to generate a design on the basis of another image or replicate a design of some other website, then the experimental mode is the best for you. So overall, it is an amazing tool which has been provided by the Google recently, and it is truly a game changer in the field of UX and UI design. So I highly encourage all of you to try it out for yourselves and let me know in the comments what you think about it. But that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.